Have you ever felt that life is testing you again and again? Have you ever wondered why some days feel heavier than your shoulders can carry, and you just ask yourself, how do I stay strong in all of this? These are the questions many of us face silently, when no one is watching, when the heart quietly searches for strength to keep walking forward. Imagine this simple moment. A student prepares hard for an exam, but fails unexpectedly. At that moment, frustration rises, tears may come, and hopelessness sits in the mind. Yet, in reality, that very failure can become the stone that sharpens his courage if he chooses to stand up again. Life, in its own way, is like this, testing, shaping, and teaching us to go beyond what we think we can endure. It is in moments like these that we ask, where does true strength come from? Is it just physical power? Or is it something deeper within us? Something calmer, clearer, unshaken by storms? Welcome, dear friends, to Wisdom Woven. Here we walk together on the path of reflection, guided by simple yet powerful truths. But before we begin, I want to remind you, with so many views on this channel, only 0.2% subscribe. That is such a small number. If you find meaning here, please like, comment, share, and subscribe to Wisdom Woven. It encourages us deeply and helps spread wisdom to more hearts like yours. So please take a moment. It really matters. Now, let us turn back to our journey. To stay strong when life tests us, we need to understand the real nature of challenges. Challenges are not punishments, they are teachers. They shape patience, they strengthen hope, and they awaken wisdom. Buddhism gently reminds us that suffering is part of life. Everyone carries unspoken struggles, sorrow of loss, pain of failure, fear of the unknown. Knowing this truth alone gives comfort. You are not broken, you are simply human. The Buddha taught that life is never about avoiding every test, but learning to meet them with a steady heart. Imagine a tree in heavy wind. A weak tree with shallow roots falls quickly, but the one with deeper roots sways, bends, and stands again. Our inner strength is like those roots. Every storm is not here to destroy us, but to remind us to grow deeper within. Strength is not about never crying, never doubting, or never stumbling. It is about rising again and again with gentleness to ourselves. True resilience is soft but unshakable, tender yet powerful. And this journey, my friends, is where we begin today. Learning to stay calm, strong, and unbroken, even when life tests us most. When life tests us, it is natural to ask, why is this happening to me? It feels as though the world's weight rests heavily on our shoulders. And no matter how hard we try, the burden grows. But understanding the nature of life's struggle helps us see it differently. You see, my friends, life is a river flowing constantly. It carries smooth waters and rocks alike. We cannot stop the river, nor can we avoid the rocks, but we can learn to flow with the water. In Buddhism, there is a teaching called the Four Noble Truths. These are like gentle lamps that light the path in our darkest moments. The first truth is simple but profound. Suffering is real and part of life. Everyone suffers. The rich, the poor, the young, the old. None are free from pain. When you feel alone in your suffering, remember this. You are not alone. Life's challenges are shared by all living beings. This truth opens the door to understanding and compassion. The second truth teaches us to see clearly where suffering comes from. It is born from desire, from wanting things to be different than they are. When we want only happiness and try to avoid pain, we create tension inside ourselves. This wanting, this grasping, pulls our hearts in many directions, causing restlessness and disappointment. Recognizing this helps us pause and breathe. We see that by trying to hold on to things tightly, we often cause more pain. The third truth gives us great hope. It tells us that suffering can end. This means that deep in us, there is a place of peace and strength untouched by life's troubles. This peace is our true nature. It waits patiently beneath the surface, like calm water hiding under stormy waves. When we stop fighting and begin to understand ourselves, we touch this inner calm. The fourth truth offers a path, a way to move forward, step by step, without rushing. This is called the Noble Eightfold Path. It is not a road paved with magic, but a gentle, steady way of living with awareness, kindness, and wisdom. It teaches us to speak truthfully, act kindly, meditate deeply, and see the world with open eyes. Walking this path strengthens our hearts for whatever comes our way. Long ago, a monk sat beside a river, watching the water rush by. He saw leaves float softly on the surface, then be caught by the current and pulled under, only to reappear in another place. He thought, like these leaves, life carries us. Sometimes we float calmly. Sometimes we are pulled into unknown depths. We cannot control the river, but we can learn to let go and flow with it. The monk smiled, knowing this was the way of resilience. Sometimes when trouble arrives, it feels like a storm inside us. Thoughts whirl like thunder, fear strikes like lightning. But the Zen teaches us, storms do not last forever. They appear, shake the trees, wash the earth, then pass. What remains after the storm is the tree, stronger for having bent in the wind. When fear or sadness comes, welcome them as visitors, not enemies. Watch them without judgment, breathe through them, and know they will move on. The breath is our anchor. When life feels unsteady, come back to your breath. Feel how it flows in and out, steady and true, like the steady beat of a drum. This simple act connects us to life's rhythm. It reminds us that we are here, alive, present, and capable of facing whatever arises. In every breath, there is strength. In every moment, there is a chance to begin again. It is easy to think strength means never showing weakness. But true strength is gentle. It is patient like the earth that holds the seed. It is soft like the morning dew that nourishes leaves. When we stop fighting our feelings, when we allow ourselves to feel sadness, anger, or fear with kindness, we create space to heal. Strength is born in this tenderness. Life's tests come not to break us, but to open us. Each difficulty is a doorway. Behind it lies new wisdom, understanding, and compassion. Remember the story of the bamboo. It bends in the storm, even almost to the ground, but never breaks. After the storm passes, it stands tall again. Like bamboo, we too can learn to bend without breaking. When hardship knocks, do not run from it. Do not close your heart. Instead, turn toward it with courage. Ask, what is this moment teaching me? Sometimes the answer is simple, patience. Sometimes it is harder, learning to forgive. Sometimes it is a quiet reminder to rest and care for yourself. Each lesson, no matter how small, adds to your strength. Being strong does not mean facing the world alone. It is okay to seek support from others. Just as birds fly in flocks for safety, Human hearts find courage in shared kindness. Reach out, share your burden, and listen to other stories. You are part of a great community, even if you cannot see it always. This connection is a sacred source of strength. In this journey, remember to look inward with gentle eyes. Notice the thoughts that arise and pass like clouds in the sky. They are not you, but visitors of the mind. When harsh words or doubts come, remind yourself you are more than your fears. Your essence is calm and bright, waiting behind the noise to shine through. Every moment is a new chance to practice strength. It is not a goal far away, but a seed planted each day with your choices. When you choose kindness over anger, patience over frustration, understanding over judgment, you water this seed. Strength grows quietly inside you, like roots deep in the soil. When the mind is restless, find stillness. Sit with your eyes closed, feeling the breath entering and leaving. Let thoughts drift like leaves on a pond. Observe without holding on. This quiet practice nurtures your heart, making it peaceful and strong. Let us not forget the power of gratitude. Even in the hardest times, there is always something to be thankful for. A friend's smile, the warmth of sunlight, the sound of rain. Gratitude opens the door to joy and reminds us that life is not only pain but also beauty. When you feel weak, remember you are not alone in your struggle. The Buddha faced challenges too, teaching us that even enlightened ones are not free from difficulties. What makes the difference is how they met those moments, with open hearts and steady minds. Take courage, dear one. You are stronger than you realize. Life tests you not to break you, but to awaken the strength that has been inside all along. Let your heart be like the river that flows, not resisting but moving steadily, embracing all that comes. Know that each small step forward is a victory. Each breath taken with awareness is a triumph over doubt. Each moment of kindness you give and receive strengthens your spirit. This is the path of true strength, quiet, gentle, and endlessly resilient. So when the next test comes, meet it as a friend, not an enemy. Listen to what it has to teach. Root yourself like the bamboo. Flow like the river. Breathe deeply, stand tall, and keep walking forward, always forward. You are not broken. You are becoming. You are not alone. You are connected. Your strength is real, and it grows each day you choose to face life's tests with a loving heart. This is the wisdom that steady strength is never about fighting harder. It is about embracing life fully, with courage and grace. When you walk the path of life, many voices may call to you, some loud, some soft, telling you where to go, what to believe, or how to feel. But to find true strength when life tests you, you must learn to listen deeply, not to the noise outside, but to the silence inside. This silence is the source of a peaceful mind and a calm heart, and it is found through the practice of mindfulness, the art of being fully present in this very moment. Mindfulness is not about stopping thoughts or feelings. It is about noticing them with gentle attention, like watching clouds drifting across the sky. Sometimes clouds are dark and heavy. Sometimes they are light and fluffy. But always, the sky underneath remains vast and open. So too, your mind is vast and open. Thoughts and emotions come and go, but they do not define you. When life feels overwhelming, it is easy to get caught in a web of worries about the future or regrets from the past. We might lose touch with the here and now, but the present moment is the only place where life truly happens. When you breathe deeply and observe your surroundings, feel the warmth of the sun, hear the song of birds, notice the beating of your own heart, you anchor yourself in reality. This simple act brings calmness and strength that no problem can shake. Many people think mindfulness is just sitting quietly or meditating. While meditation is a beautiful way to practice, mindfulness is much more. It is a way of living. It means paying attention to your actions, your words, your feelings with kindness and care. When you eat, taste each bite. When you walk, feel each step. When you speak, choose your words with thoughtfulness. This constant presence helps you face challenges without being swept away by fear or frustration. Imagine a storm in the ocean. Waves crash and swirl wildly on the surface, but deep below, the water is still. Mindfulness is like diving beneath the waves into calm waters. It helps you see past the chaos to the steady peace that lies within. No matter what storms life sends your way, you can always return to that peaceful place through mindful breathing and quiet awareness. When difficult emotions arise, anger, sadness, anxiety, mindfulness asks us not to push them away, but to meet them with soft eyes. Instead of running from pain, we gently hold it in our heart as if comforting a small child. This does not mean giving power to pain, but understanding it deeply. When pain is met with kindness, it loses its sharpness and slowly softens. Breathing is a simple but powerful tool in mindfulness practice. It is always with you, always ready to bring you back to the present. When you feel scared or overwhelmed, try this. Breathe in slowly through your nose, feeling the air fill your belly. Pause for a moment, then breathe out smoothly through your mouth. Notice how your body relaxes with each breath. This small act can turn a storm of thoughts into gentle waves. The Buddha taught that the mind is the forerunner of all things. When the mind settles, the world around us feels clearer and more manageable. Practicing mindfulness regularly trains the mind to be stronger and more peaceful. It grows like a garden. Each moment of attention is a seed that blossoms into calmness and wisdom. Sometimes it may feel difficult to stay mindful, especially when challenges press heavily on your heart. The mind likes to wander to worries or past hurts because it believes that such thoughts will prepare us or protect us. But often, this wandering only adds to suffering. Mindfulness gently reminds us to return our attention again and again, like a mother calling a child back from play. It is okay if your mind feels busy or restless during mindfulness practice. This is natural. The practice is not about perfection, but about returning kindly to the present moment each time you notice your thoughts have drifted. With patience and time, the restless mind becomes quieter, like the waves calming after a long wind. When you practice mindfulness in everyday life, you begin to notice how much beauty and kindness surround you, even within difficulties. A smile from a stranger, the softness of a friend's hand, the fragrance of flowers after rain. These small moments become like jewels that brighten your days and remind you that even in pain, life holds precious gifts. Mindfulness also opens the doorway to self-awareness. You begin to understand what makes your heart heavy or light. Instead of reacting automatically to pain or stress, you learn to pause and ask, what do I need right now? What is truly helpful? This awareness is the root of wise action and gentle strength. In the face of suffering, mindfulness does not promise to erase hardship, but it gives you the tools to meet hardship with dignity. When you watch your feelings as if from a distance, their power to overwhelm you lessens. You begin to see that pain is a visitor, not the master. You are the one who decides how to respond, with kindness, patience, or anger. One day, a young disciple asked the Zen master, "How can I remain calm when everything feels so chaotic?" The master smiled and said, "Be like the moon reflecting on water. The water may ripple and shake, but the moon's light remains steady. Mindfulness is like that moonlight, steady and bright, even when life's waters are restless. When sadness or grief visits, mindfulness allows space to feel fully without being swallowed. You learn that it is all right to cry, to mourn, to rest. These feelings are part of being alive. By honoring them with gentle attention, you give your heart a chance to heal. Strength is born not from hiding pain, but from embracing it with compassion. In practicing mindfulness, you also cultivate gratitude. You remember the small blessings hidden in each day. Gratitude does not ignore suffering, but balances it with hope and joy. It opens the heart to see that life is never only dark or only light. It flows between both like the changing sky. Mindfulness unites body, mind, and heart. When you are present, your movements become calmer, your speech kinder, your thoughts clearer. This harmony builds resilience. A calm and clear mind can hold difficulties as a strong tree holds heavy snow, without breaking. Sometimes, mindfulness practice may reveal parts of yourself you did not know. The fears, doubts, or old wounds held quietly inside. Welcoming these with kindness is the heart of healing. The Zen master teaches, "Do not fear the darkness within. Shine your light there, and it will transform." Remember, mindfulness is not a task or a chore. It is a way to live gently with yourself and the world. With each mindful breath, you plant a seed of peace that will blossom into lasting strength. As life continues to change and test you, let mindfulness be your faithful companion. It will hold your hand when the road is rough and celebrate with you in moments of joy. This practice, simple yet profound, helps you stay strong, not by resisting life's waves, but by dancing with them. So, when your heart feels heavy, come back to now. Feel your breath. Notice your body. Open your eyes to the world around you. In this moment, you are alive. In this moment, you are enough. This is the power of mindfulness. This is the path to steady strength. Life is always changing. Nothing in the world stays the same. This is a truth as old as time itself, yet so many of us struggle to accept it. We want things to stay comfortable, safe, and certain. But the river of life keeps flowing, carrying us from one moment to the next, from joy to pain, from peace to trouble. This flow, this ever-changing nature of life, is called impermanence. Impermanence means every feeling, every experience, and every situation is temporary. When we learn to understand this deeply, it changes how we see our troubles. It teaches us not to cling too tightly to things or moments because they will never last forever. Sadness today will eventually pass, as will happiness, pain, and fear. Nothing stays fixed. Imagine a flower blooming in a garden. For a short while, it shines brightly with color and beauty. Then the petals fall, and the flower fades away. It does not hold on to its shape or its scent. It accepts change naturally. We too are like that flower. No matter how much we might want to stay as we are, Life asks us to grow, to shed, and to transform continually. When we resist change, we create suffering. We grasp for things to stay the same, for people to be as they were, for moments to stretch endlessly. This grasping is like trying to hold water in your hands. It slips through your fingers no matter how tightly you hold. But when we open our hands and hearts to impermanence, we find freedom. We learn to flow with life's currents instead of fighting them. Buddhism teaches us that accepting impermanence is a path to courage. It is not about giving up or becoming cold to the world. Instead, it is about embracing life fully, knowing that everything is a gift, precious because it is fleeting. Each moment holds beauty because it will change. Each breath we take is a miracle because it will not last forever. When difficult times come, remembering impermanence can bring great comfort. The storm inside your heart, no matter how fierce, will calm. The heavy weight on your shoulders will lighten. This does not mean pretending everything is fine, but trusting that life itself will carry you through. There is a rhythm to suffering and healing, a natural cycle of loss and renewal. The Zen master often tells this story. A disciple asked, "Master, how can I handle the pain of losing someone I love?" The master replied, "Look at the river. It does not hold onto the water flowing past. Likewise, we must learn to hold our love gently, like water. Love is not possession. It is connection, ever-changing but always real. When we understand impermanence, we can love more deeply without fear. We can appreciate moments with others without clinging to control. Each smile, each word shared is a gift to be cherished, not owned. This frees the heart from suffering caused by attachment. Impermanence also teaches patience. Sometimes, we want life's difficulties to end quickly. We cry, we pray, we wish for fast solutions. But healing, growth, and understanding take time. Just as the seasons change slowly, our hearts take time to bloom again after hardship. Patience is the gentle acceptance of this timing, the knowing that life will unfold in its own perfect way. The seasons offer a perfect example. In autumn, leaves fall and the trees appear bare and lifeless. Yet, beneath the surface, life quietly prepares for the spring to come. So it is with us. Sometimes, in the quiet moments after pain, our spirits are gathering strength, ready to rise anew. Fear of change can be one of the greatest challenges. We fear losing what we love, failing in our endeavors, or stepping into the unknown. But change is not the enemy. It is life's way of opening new doors we didn't even know existed. It invites us to grow beyond old limits and discover parts of ourselves waiting to awaken. Come walk with me through this idea. Imagine yourself as a traveler on a path. Along the way, trees change, flowers bloom and fade, new landscapes appear. To resist change is to turn back at every step, to fear new places, to stop seeing the wonders ahead. But to accept impermanence is to walk with open eyes and open heart, ready to learn from everything the journey offers. This acceptance brings peace in times of loss. It helps us say goodbye to what we must leave behind with grace. It teaches us that endings are simply beginnings in disguise. A smile ends, a new one begins. A season ends, a new one arrives. Life is a great circle, and impermanence is its breath. We see impermanence everywhere if we look closely. The sun rises and sets, night turns to day, children grow into adults, friendships shift and evolve. Nothing is fixed, Nothing lasts forever. When we live with this truth, we become more flexible. We bend with the wind instead of breaking. The Zen teaches that trying to hold on to things too tightly creates suffering. But letting go creates freedom. Letting go does not mean forgetting or giving up. It means holding memories and feelings softly, like treasure in the hand, without grasping too tight. It means trusting life to carry what is meant to stay and release what must go. Every moment is an opportunity to practice this letting go. When frustration arises, notice it, breathe, and imagine releasing it like leaves floating away on a stream. When fear comes, welcome it with kindness and imagine it dissolving like mist under sunlight. When sadness touches your heart, allow its space to be felt without judgment, knowing it will pass. This is the dance of impermanence, welcoming each feeling fully, without resistance, and knowing it will not stay forever. Such awareness brings calmness and inner strength. It makes the heart light and free. When you practice living with impermanence, you begin to appreciate the present more deeply. You savor the small joys in life. Warm tea, a gentle breeze, laughter shared with friends. You see that these moments, though brief, are precious beyond words. Their fleeting nature makes them more beautiful. Impermanence also encourages humility. When we know that our joys and sorrows are temporary, we learn to stay humble in success and gentle in failure. We stop building walls around ourselves and open to the flow of life's changes. The heart that embraces impermanence is like water that moves freely, adapting and nourishing all it meets. Such a heart is never trapped by fear of loss because it understands that all things will change, and so it holds loosely, loves freely, and lives fully. Sometimes, the pain of change feels unbearable. In those moments, look to the breath. Breathe in deeply and slowly breathe out. Remind yourself that this moment, too, will pass. Like clouds drifting away, the heaviness will lift, leaving space for light to enter. In the wisdom of Zen, there is a saying, "When the winds of change blow, some build walls, others build windmills." This means, when life changes come, we can fight or resist, or we can use that energy to grow. Wisdom invites us to be like the windmill, turning with the breeze, using the force of change to move forward. So, dear seeker, embrace impermanence not as a curse, but as a rare gift. It is the breath of life itself. It teaches us to savor each moment, love deeply, and let go gracefully. It leads the heart to a strength that is gentle, fierce, and free. Life tests us by changing around us. When we accept this, we become like the mountain standing patiently through storms, the river flowing endlessly, the bamboo bending but unbroken. In this acceptance lies the true courage to stay strong. The path of impermanence is not easy, but it is the way to peace. Step by step, breath by breath, moment by moment, walk this path with a heart open wide. Trust that life's changes will teach you how to grow beyond what you've known. And know that in embracing change, you discover a strength deeper than any storm. A strength that shines quietly but powerfully from within, guiding you through all tests life gives. Life is always changing. Nothing in this world stays the same forever. This truth is simple but deep. Sometimes, it feels hard to accept this because we want things to be steady, safe, and comfortable. But like a river flowing constantly, life moves forward, carrying us through ups and downs, joy and pain, peace and trouble. This ever-changing nature of everything is called impermanence. Impermanence means every feeling, every moment, every event will change and pass away. When we understand this clearly, our troubles don't feel so heavy. We see that sadness today will not last forever, just as happiness will also change. Nothing in life stays fixed or permanent. Imagine a flower in a garden. It blooms beautifully for some days. Then its petals fall, and the flower fades away. It does not try to hold on. It lives fully in each moment of blooming, and then lets go. Like that flower, we too grow, change, and transform throughout life. When we fight change and hold on tightly to things, we suffer more. Clinging is like trying to hold water in our hands. It slips through no matter how tight we grasp. But when we open our hands and hearts to let life flow, we feel free. We learn to move with life's currents instead of battling them. The Buddha taught that accepting impermanence brings courage. This acceptance doesn't make us cold or distant. Instead, it helps us live with full love and care, knowing every moment is precious because it will soon change. Every breath is a gift, shining bright for a short time. When hard times come, remembering impermanence brings hope. The storm inside the heart will eventually calm. The heavy weight will lift. This doesn't mean ignoring pain. It means trusting life's natural cycle of loss and healing. The Zen master once said, "Look at the river. It never holds the water still. Learn to hold your love gently like water." Love is connection, changing but real. When we know this, we can love without fear of losing, holding moments with gratitude. Impermanence teaches patience too. Healing takes time, like seasons changing slowly. Even when it feels hard, patience helps us trust that life will unfold as it should, in its own perfect time. The seasons show us this clearly. In autumn, leaves fall and trees look bare, but beneath the ground, new life prepares for spring. So too, our hearts gather strength quietly after pain, ready to grow again. Fear of change is a great challenge for many. We fear losing love or facing the unknown. But change is life's way of opening new doors, inviting us to grow beyond old limits. Imagine you are a traveler on a long path. The scenery changes constantly. To resist change is to stay stuck. To accept it is to walk with open eyes and heart, ready for all life offers. This acceptance brings peace when we say goodbye with grace. Endings are just beginnings in disguise. Life flows like a circle. One moment fades, another begins. If we look closely, we see change everywhere. Day turns to night, children grow, friendships shift. Nothing lasts forever. When we live with this truth, we become flexible, bending with the wind instead of breaking. The Zen teaches us, holding too tight causes suffering. Letting go gives freedom. Letting go doesn't mean forgetting, but holding feelings gently and trusting life to carry what should stay and release what should go. Every moment is a chance to practice letting go. When frustration rises, breathe and imagine releasing it like leaves on a stream. When fear comes, welcome it kindly and see it melt like mist in sunlight. When sadness touches your heart, feel it without judging, knowing it will pass. This is the dance of impermanence, greeting feelings fully and letting them go. This awareness brings calm and strength, making the heart light and free. When you live with impermanence, small joys become more precious. A warm cup of tea, a gentle breeze, laughter. Fleeting moments shine like jewels in life. Impermanence also humbles us. It helps us stay gentle in success and kind in failure. It breaks down walls and opens us to life's flow. A heart that embraces impermanence is like free-moving water, adapting and nourishing all. Such a heart is never trapped by fear because it knows all will change, so it loves freely and lives fully. When pain feels too much, look to your breath. Breathe in deeply, breathe out slowly. This moment will pass, just like clouds drifting away. A Zen saying goes, "When the winds of change blow, some build walls, others build windmills. When change comes, we can resist or grow. Wisdom is being like the windmill, turning with the breeze to move forward." So, dear friend, accept impermanence as life's gift. It teaches you to savor moments, love deeply, and let go with grace. It leads to a gentle, powerful strength that stays through storms. Life tests us by changing around us. When we accept this, we stand like strong mountains, rivers flowing endlessly, bamboo bending but unbroken. In this acceptance lies the courage to be strong. The path of impermanence is not always easy, but it leads to peace. Step by step, moment by moment, breathe and walk with an open heart. Trust that life's changes teach you to grow. In embracing change, you find strength deeper than storms, quiet and powerful, guiding you through every test life brings. In the journey of life, the heart often feels heavy under the weight of sorrow, the pain of loneliness, or the sting of harsh words. It is natural to feel hurt, to cry, to sometimes close off as a way to protect ourselves. But the Zen teaches us that there is a gentle power called compassion that can soften even the hardest pain and heal silent wounds inside the heart. Compassion is more than just feeling sorry for someone or oneself. It is the deep understanding that all beings suffer in their own way. When you look closely at your own pain, you begin to see it reflected in the hearts of others. This realization awakens a gentle kindness that flows naturally from one soul to another. It is like a warm light that lit the darkest places. The Buddha said that compassion is one of the greatest treasures we can carry. It does not cost money or require fame. It only needs an open heart. When you practice compassion, you begin to treat yourself and others like a dear friend, with patience, love, and care. It helps you forgive mistakes, both your own and those of others, because you see that everyone is learning and growing. Sometimes, when life is harsh, we want to close our hearts to protect from further hurt. But closing the heart creates more pain inside. The Zen master teaches, the heart is like the sky. When clouds cover it, the sun still shines behind, waiting to reveal itself again. Compassion opens the clouds of anger and fear, letting the gentle sun of peace warm the soul. When you feel pain, try this. Place your hand gently over your heart and say silently, "May I be kind to myself in this moment." These words may seem simple, but they create a powerful comfort. Treating yourself with compassion gives you strength to keep moving forward, even in the darkest times. In the same way, when you see others suffering, offer a kind thought. May you find peace and happiness. Compassion does not mean fixing or saving others. It means being present with them and sharing the burden of their pain. This connection heals both hearts. Many people think compassion is weakness, but it is the greatest display of strength. It takes courage to be kind when the world feels cold or harsh. It takes bravery to open your heart after it has been hurt. Compassion is like a gentle warrior, fighting suffering not with anger, but with love. Think about a mother caring for her child. She gently wipes tears, soothes cries, and always holds her child with tender care. That warmth, patience, and love is the heart of compassion. We are all like that mother to ourselves and others, learning to care deeply without losing our own strength. The Zen teaches that compassion begins with understanding our own suffering first. It is hard to truly comfort others if we cannot comfort ourselves. So look inward and notice the places where your heart aches. Instead of judging or pushing away that pain, hold it softly. This kindness to yourself is the root from which compassion grows. Compassion also helps us live with forgiveness. When someone hurts us, the pain can stay like a heavy stone in the heart. Forgiveness is the act of gently setting down that stone, freeing ourselves from anger and bitterness. It does not mean forgetting or excusing what happened. Instead, it means choosing peace for our own well-being. Forgiveness opens the door to freedom. It makes space for healing and joy to return. When we forgive, we break the chains that bind us to the past. The Zen master says that carrying anger is like drinking poison and expecting the other person to suffer. When we let go of anger with compassion, the poison leaves and the heart clears. Sometimes, compassion calls us to action. It awakens the desire to help and serve. This does not require heroic feats. Small acts of kindness, a smile, a listening ear, a helping hand, can create ripples of healing far beyond what we imagine. Even the smallest flame can light a dark room. As you cultivate compassion, you may notice your view of the world softening. Differences that once seemed sharp and frightening begin to blur. We start to see all beings as connected, woven together by the shared experience of life's joys and sorrows. This shared journey unites us across time and space. The practice of compassion brings joy that is deeper than happiness. It is a joy of giving without expecting in return, of loving without conditions. It fills the heart with meaning and peace, even when times are difficult. When compassion grows in the heart, we learn not to judge harshly, to see beyond mistakes and faults to the sacredness inside each being. This understanding helps us live more peacefully, with fewer conflicts and more forgiveness. Compassion is like water that flows gently, but removes the dust of anger and bitterness from the soul. It cleanses the heart and refreshes the spirit. This flowing kindness becomes a source of endless strength that sustains us through life's challenges. When life feels lonely or scary, remember that compassion connects us. You are never truly alone. Somewhere, someone's heart is beating with a similar wish to be seen, heard, and loved. Compassion bridges these hearts, creating a web of care and support. You might wonder how to keep compassion alive when anger or fear feels strong. The Zen suggests returning to the breath and to the heart. Breathe in kindness, breathe out pain. Imagine your heart filling with light, growing larger with each breath. This light warms your soul and spills over to others. Sometimes, compassion asks for courage. The courage to listen deeply to someone else's pain, the courage to speak truth gently, the courage to stand for kindness in a world that can be cruel. This courage is quiet but powerful, transforming hearts and lives slowly but surely. In your daily life, look for opportunities to practice compassion, not just for others, but also for yourself. When you stumble or feel weak, treat yourself as you would a dear friend. Speak softly to your doubts and fears. Offer patience when progress feels slow. Remember, no act of kindness is too small. Like a single drop of water can ripple across a pond. One compassionate word or deed can create waves of healing. This is the heart's strength made visible. If you find yourself overwhelmed with the world's pain, take a step back and care for your own heart first. Compassion is a well that must be filled to pour out onto others. Rest, breathe, and nurture yourself with kindness so that you may continue to give. The Zen teaches that compassion and wisdom walk hand in hand. Wisdom sees deeply the nature of suffering and change. Compassion responds with loving care. Together, they make the heart strong and soft at once. As you practice compassion every day, you build a sanctuary inside, a place of refuge where your soul feels safe and loved. This sanctuary becomes a beacon of light for others, guiding them gently through their own storms. The power of compassion is endless. It can soften the hardest heart, heal the deepest wound, and turn sorrow into hope. It asks nothing in return, but offers everything. So, dear traveler, open your heart softly to yourself and all beings. Let kindness flow freely like water, gentle and strong. Even in the darkest times, compassion lights a path forward. One step, one breath, one act of love at a time. This is the way to stay strong when life tests you. Not by shutting down, but by opening wide with warmth, courage, and endless compassion. In life's journey, we often search for answers, for the right way to live or the correct path to follow. Sometimes we find ourselves stuck between extremes, pushed here and pulled there, confused by what is too much or too little. The Zen teaches us about the middle path, a gentle way that balances all things and leads to true strength and peace. The middle path is like walking a narrow bridge stretched over a deep valley. Move too far to one side, and you risk falling into chaos. Step too far to the other, and you lose stability. But walk in the center, carefully and with awareness, and you find balance. This balance is not about being perfect. It is about being steady, flexible, and wise. Many times, when life tests us, we respond by pushing ourselves too hard. We say, "I must be strong, never show weakness, and keep going at all costs." But this is like a candle burning too brightly. It will soon be consumed. The middle path teaches us to meet challenges with strength and gentleness combined. On the other side, some retreat completely when tested, wanting to avoid pain and difficulty. They may shut down feelings or escape from problems. But the middle path invites us to stay present, to face hardship without giving in to fear or avoidance. It asks us to walk the line between fighting too much and giving up. The Buddha found this path after experiencing both extremes, years of severe austerity and later, indulgence. Neither brought true peace, but the middle path offered a way of life that nurtures the body, mind, and spirit in harmony. This harmony becomes a source of steady strength when life tests us. Imagine a tightrope walker balancing carefully with arms outstretched. Every move is cautious and intentional. The middle path is like that careful balance, helping us navigate difficulties without tipping over. It teaches us awareness, watching our thoughts, feelings, and actions so that we do not fall into extremes. When we live in balance, we notice the signs of stress early. We pause before pushing ourselves too hard. We rest before exhaustion comes. We speak kindly instead of harshly, both to ourselves and to others. This balance creates resilience, a strength that can hold through storms without breaking. The middle path also encourages us to avoid judgment, both of ourselves and others. When we become rigid in our views, we close the heart. Balance means openness and flexibility, allowing life to flow naturally without forcing it into one shape. In everyday life, the middle path shows in simple choices. It is the calm moment between fear and recklessness, between anger and silence, between worry and denial. Each small choice to find balance helps us build a life rooted in peace and courage. When the heart feels torn between wanting to fight and wanting to flee, remember the middle path. It asks you to breathe deeply, observe calmly, and choose the way that honors both your needs and your limits. It is like watering a delicate plant. Too much or too little can harm it, but the right amount helps it flourish. The Zen master often says, "Strength without kindness is harsh. Kindness without strength is weak." The middle path weaves these into one. When we learn this weaving, we discover a strength soft as silk, but firm as a mountain. Balance is a practice, not a destination. Some days we sway more toward one side, other days the other. The path asks for gentle patience with ourselves. Each time we notice we have tipped too far, we come back to center, a little more aware, a little more wise. The middle path also teaches us not to hold on to pain or joy too tightly. Just as the wind moves the leaves gently without destroying them, we too can hold life's moods lightly, allowing them to pass without losing our calm. Living the middle path means embracing life fully, its ups and downs alike, with a heart open and steady. It does not promise a life free from troubles, but offers a steady footing that carries us through them with grace. When anger rises, the middle path reminds us to breathe, feel the heat, and then soften our response. When we feel joy, it asks us to savor without clinging. This practice helps us live freely, without being swept away by strong emotions. The Buddha described the middle path as the way to end suffering, not by avoiding life or forcing it, but by walking with balance, wisdom, and compassion. This is a powerful gift to carry when life tests you. Sometimes, walking the middle path feels like walking in fog, uncertain and unclear. In those moments, trust the practice. Take one step, then another, breathing safely in each moment. Balance also means caring for the body as well as the mind. When stress builds, rest is not weakness. It is kindness and wisdom. The middle path encourages us to nourish ourselves with good food, restful sleep, gentle movement, and moments of quiet. When emotions rise like waves, the middle path teaches us not to resist nor to be swept away. Instead, we watch them come and go like clouds passing in the sky. Awareness of this flow builds a strength that no storm can undo. The Zen master says, "The tree that stands tall in the storm is not rigid. It bends with the wind and returns upright." This is the spirit of the middle path. Firm but flexible, strong and kind. In your relationships, living the middle path means listening deeply, speaking honestly, and loving without attachment. It helps build bridges of understanding instead of walls of conflict. Even work and goals find balance in this path. We strive hard, but also know when to pause. We aim for success, but accept failure as part of growth. This balance keeps our spirit steady and hopeful. Sometimes, we may feel lost between extremes, unsure which way to lean. When this happens, remind yourself, it is okay to rest, to ask for help, to take time. The path honors your journey just as it is. The middle path is a way to live with intention, aware of your steps, your breath, and your heart. It helps you stay grounded in the present while moving forward gently and wisely. When life tests you again, remember that strength is not just about power or endurance. True strength includes softness, openness, and balance. The middle path weaves these together to create a spirit unbreakable. Each moment offers a chance to practice balance. When worry arises, breathe and return to calm. When excitement comes, enjoy but don't lose yourself. This practice is the heart of resilience. Balance brings freedom. It releases us from extremes of fear and desire. It lets us live fully and peacefully, no matter what life sends. The Zen master smiles and says, "The river flows smoothly when it finds its middle channel. So too, your heart flows freely when it finds its balance." Walk the middle path with kindness to yourself. Step gently through challenges. Stand tall with open arms. This is the way to stay strong, steady and soft, enduring and kind, always present. With each mindful breath, each balanced step, you build a foundation that no storm can shake. A foundation of calm strength, loving balance, and endless peace. This is the path of the middle way. This is the path of true resilience. This completes part 6 with a warm, simple, descriptive, and heart-touching narrative, focused on balance and the middle path as a source of strength, meeting the character count and style requirements. When life becomes difficult, it is natural to want to hold tightly to what feels safe, to hold on to people, memories, or things that bring comfort. Yet, the Zen teaches us about the importance of detachment and letting go. These teachings are not about becoming cold or indifferent, but about finding freedom within ourselves by releasing our grip on what we cannot control. Imagine holding a handful of sand. The tighter you squeeze, the more slips away. The secret is to open your hand softly. Then the sand stays without being lost. This simple image holds deep truth. Holding on too tightly to people, possessions, or even feelings can cause suffering. When we lean into letting go, we find peace. Detachment is often misunderstood. It does not mean not loving or caring. Rather, it invites us to love without clinging and care without controlling. When we hold our love lightly like a soft feather, it can float freely without breaking. When we accept that change is part of life, we prepare ourselves to release with grace when it's time. The Buddha taught that attachment is a root of suffering. When we crave permanence in a world of change, when we grasp for what is slipping away, we create pain for ourselves. Clinging to the past, to expectations, or to desires can trap the heart in chains. But detachment opens the door to liberation. Letting go is a gift we give ourselves. It allows space for new growth, new happiness, new freedom. It can feel frightening at first, like stepping into the unknown, but it is also deeply healing. When we release what no longer serves us, we lighten our hearts and welcome possibility. The Zen master says, "To hold tight is to tighten the cage. To let go is to open the door and breathe fresh air." This letting go is a very brave act. It means trusting life and trusting yourself enough to step beyond fear. Sometimes, letting go means forgiving. Forgiveness is a powerful way to release the hold of anger or hurt. It frees the heart from bitterness and pain. Forgiveness does not mean forgetting or saying what happened was okay. It means choosing peace over resentment, choosing freedom over chains. When we hold on to regrets or past mistakes, we weigh ourselves down. But when we let go of these burdens with kindness, we create space to grow. The Zen teaches that every moment offers a new beginning. We can choose to release old hurts and open to healing. Letting go also applies to our expectations. We often suffer because reality does not match what we hoped for or imagined. The middle path reminds us to live with acceptance. When we accept what is, we do not waste energy resisting or wishing things were different. Instead, we meet life fully and freely. A story is told of a man carrying a heavy load up a mountain. When he stopped to rest, he set the load down. Suddenly, the burden felt lighter, and he could breathe more deeply. In our lives, holding tightly to worries and fears weighs us down. Letting go is placing the load gently on the ground and feeling the relief. When sadness comes, detachment asks us not to push it away harshly, but to observe it like falling leaves. They come, touch the ground, and disappear without struggle. Similarly, feelings come and go. We can hold them lightly, feeling without clinging or resisting. Letting go means trusting the flow of life. Though we cannot control what happens outside, we can control our response. When we learn to release the need to hold everything tightly, we find inner freedom. This freedom is a source of true strength in hard times. Sometimes, detachment means saying goodbye to people, places, or dreams that were once important. This can bring grief, but it also opens space for new beginnings. Life is a continuous dance of connections and separations. Each goodbye carries the chance to grow. The Zen master teaches that detachment is like the wind that moves through the trees. It lets branches sway, leaves fall, and then carries the seeds to new homes. Our hearts, too, can sway and release, ready to plant new seeds of hope. When fear of loss whispers loudly, remember that holding tightly will never keep things safe. The more tightly we grasp, the more things slip away. The practice of letting go is to find peace in the present moment, even when uncertainty looms. Detachment also helps us face change without panic. Just as the river flows around rocks but does not stop, we can learn to move with life's obstacles without being overwhelmed. This movement brings resilience and grace. When you practice letting go, start gently. Notice small moments when you can relax your grip. Whether on a thought, an emotion, or a plan, practice trusting that life will unfold as it should, even if it is not according to your wishes. Some say letting go is like releasing a bird from your hand. You might feel afraid the bird will fly away forever, but when released, the bird can soar high and free. In this freedom, there is beauty and peace. Holding on to pain is like holding on to sharp thorns. We hurt ourselves again and again. Letting go is reaching for healing, the soft and gentle balm that soothes wounds and warms the soul. The Zen master smiles and says, letting go is not losing. It is gaining a heart light and free. This lightness helps us face life's tests without fear or bitterness, with courage and kindness. Letting go is a practice of compassion toward ourselves and others. It is an act of love that honors the impermanent nature of all things. It frees us from suffering and opens the door to joy. In moments of struggle, remind yourself, it is okay to release. It is okay to breathe out and let go of the pain you carry. Each breath can be a soft wave washing away tightness, making room for peace. Being detached does not mean being alone or cold. Detachment is a warm and wise friend that walks with you gently, never forcing but always supporting. In your heart, plant the seed of detachment. Water it with patience and kindness. Watch how it grows, helping you stand steady when storms come, helping you flow freely like water, helping you rise like the morning sun. The path of detachment is not an escape from life. It is a deeper connection to life as it is. It teaches acceptance and freedom, strength and peace. The Zen master quietly reminds, when you let go, you gain everything. The heart grows wide and open, ready to embrace whatever comes with love and courage. This is the way to stay strong when life tests you, not by clutching tightly, but by releasing softly, by trusting fully, and by living freely in the flow of life. In the quiet moments of life, when the world seems loud and busy, there is a powerful tool waiting to help us find calm and strength: meditation. Meditation is like a gentle garden where the heart and mind can rest and grow quietly. It is not about forcing the mind to stop thinking, but about learning to sit peacefully with whatever arises, without judgment or fear. This practice, simple yet profound, becomes a refuge when life tests us. Many people think meditation is difficult or requires special skill, but it is as natural as breathing. Just like we breathe every moment without trying, we can learn to bring the mind back to that gentle breath whenever it wanders. Meditation is that gentle return, again and again, like a child coming back to a loving parent's embrace. When we meditate, we create space in the busy room of the mind. Thoughts come, some heavy, some light, like clouds passing through the sky. Instead of chasing after them or pushing them away, we watch them gently float by. This watching is meditation's gift. It helps us see the nature of our mind and feelings clearly. Imagine sitting beside a still pond. If you disturb it, waves scatter everywhere. But when the water rests, the pond reflects the sky like a mirror. Meditation quiets the waves inside, so the mind becomes clear and peaceful. This clarity helps us see our true self, not the worries or fears, but the calm heart underneath. Through regular meditation, the heart grows tender and strong at once. It learns patience for difficult feelings and kindness for itself and others. In meditation, pain is not hidden or fought. It is recognized and held gently, like a wounded bird cared for until it is ready to fly again. One of the most powerful benefits of meditation is learning to be present, fully awake to the moment we are in. When life tests us, it is easy to be pulled away by fear about the future or regret about the past. Meditation anchors us back to now, where we can find the clarity and courage to face what is. The breath is like a faithful friend in meditation. When anxiety fills the heart, bringing the mind back to the soft rhythm of breathing calm storms without needing to escape. Each breath is a new beginning, a moment to come home to peace. Some days, meditation may feel easy and gentle. Other days, the mind may be restless like a wild horse. Both are okay. The practice is not about perfection, but about kindness. Always coming back slowly and patiently, no matter how far the mind has wandered. Through meditation, we see more clearly the patterns of the mind, how we cling to thoughts, how emotions rise and fall, how judgments shape our view. This seeing is wisdom. It empowers us to choose how to respond instead of reacting on old habits. The Zen master says, meditation is like polishing a mirror. With care and practice, the mind reflects clearly what is true and real. This clear mind helps us live more freely, not chained by fear or anger, but guided by quiet strength. When the heart feels heavy with pain or sorrow, meditation offers rest. It does not erase suffering, but wraps it in softness, allowing healing to begin. In the calm space of meditation, the heart opens to gentleness and hope. Meditation also nurtures compassion, the deep empathy that connects us to all living beings. When you sit quietly and listen deeply to your own pain with kindness, you awaken the ability to listen to others with the same love. Sometimes, meditation reveals unexpected gifts. Moments of joy, glimpses of lightness, or a sudden sense of peace even in struggle. These moments remind us that beneath life's difficulties, a calm, vast space always exists. Practicing meditation regularly shapes us into strong trees that bend but do not break in life's storms. It transforms restlessness into stillness, confusion into understanding, and fear into courage. In the dance of meditation, effort and ease walk hand in hand. We gently invite the mind to settle, but never force it harshly. We meet each moment with openness, whether peaceful or chaotic, knowing both are part of the journey. Many find meditation begins with just a few minutes a day, sitting comfortably, breathing naturally, and observing without judgment. From this seed of practice, a calm strength slowly blooms, coloring all parts of life. When challenges arise, meditation is the shelter we can return to, a place untouched by noise and stress. It helps us see clearly, breathe deeply, and respond wisely. The Buddha taught that through meditation, we develop insight into the nature of existence. We see how thoughts and feelings come and go, how all things change, and how we can live with greater freedom. In spiritual practice, meditation unites body, mind, and heart. It quiets the noise, opens the heart, and sharpens the mind. This unity creates a strength deep and gentle, a strength that does not struggle but flows. Some moments in meditation are like sitting by a still lake under a sky full of stars, vast, peaceful, and full of awe. In these moments, we connect to something greater than ourselves, a boundless presence that carries us through hard times. Meditation teaches trust. Trust in yourself and the process. Trust that no matter how hard life tests you, the calm you cultivate will support you. Let this practice be your anchor. In every breath, find a touchstone of peace. In every return to awareness, find a step towards strength. This is the way of meditation, quiet, steady, and endlessly loving. So, take your seat, breathe softly, and let your heart open wide. Let meditation be the quiet light guiding you through life's tests, a source of endless strength wrapped in stillness. This is the precious gift of meditation, and the path to a heart unshakable, gentle, and free. In life's great journey, challenges often come as unexpected teachers. Sometimes they appear as storms, shaking us to our core. Other times as quiet moments of difficulty, slowly testing our patience. The Zen teaches us that these challenges contain wisdom, if we learn to see with open hearts and calm minds. This wisdom helps us transform suffering into strength and confusion into clarity. Wisdom, in the Buddhist sense, is much more than knowledge. It is deep understanding that comes from experience and reflection. It is like a lantern that lights the path through the darkness. When we face hardships, this wisdom shows us how to respond with grace, courage, and compassion instead of fear. When life tests you, it is easy to feel lost or overwhelmed. But every test carries a message, a lesson waiting to be discovered. Sometimes the lesson is patience. Other times it is humility. Sometimes it is learning to forgive or to let go. When we open ourselves to these lessons, we transform hardship into growth. The Buddha said that the mind creates both suffering and peace. When we see a difficult situation, the story we tell ourselves about it shapes how we feel. If we focus on pain and loss alone, our heart grows heavy. But if we seek the wisdom hidden in the pain, we find a new way to see, a way to heal. Imagine a young bamboo forest after a storm. The taller trees may have broken, but the flexible bamboo bends and survives. Like bamboo, wisdom helps us bend with life's winds without breaking. It teaches us resilience, softness combined with strength. The Zen master often reminds us, pain is a deep teacher. Listen to what it says, and you will find your way. When sorrow or fear comes, do not run away. Sit with it gently. Ask, what can this moment reveal to me? In this question lies the beginning of transformation. Wisdom grows not from avoiding pain, but from embracing it with kindness. Each challenge becomes a stepping stone to deeper understanding. The heart learns to distinguish between what is true and temporary, between what is reaction and what is response. When we feel trapped by suffering, wisdom helps us see beyond the immediate moment. It reveals the impermanence of pain, the changing nature of thoughts and feelings. This insight brings hope. It reminds us that no storm lasts forever. The Zen teaches that our true nature is calm and clear beneath the noise of the mind. Meditation and mindfulness open the door to this nature. In the stillness, we find a wisdom that cannot be shaken by troubles. Sometimes, wisdom arrives as quiet patience, a gentle waiting without despair. It teaches us to trust the unfolding of life, even when the path is unclear. This patience is an active strength, not passivity. It holds space for healing and growth. When fear or anger arises, wisdom teaches us to observe without being swept away. It helps us recognize these emotions as clouds passing through the sky of the mind, not the sky itself. This perspective creates distance, allowing the heart to rest in peace. In the face of failure or loss, wisdom encourages self-compassion. It reminds us that mistakes are part of learning. It invites us to treat ourselves as we would a dear friend, with kindness, patience, and encouragement. Wisdom also shows us the power of forgiveness, to others and to ourselves. Holding on to anger or guilt binds us in chains. Forgiveness frees the heart, opening it to love and joy again. The Zen master says, wisdom and compassion are two wings of the same bird. Together, they carry us through life's storms. When we cultivate both, we move with a gentle strength that transforms suffering into love. Life's challenges often teach us humility, the understanding that we are small parts of a greater whole. This humility opens the heart, breaking down walls of pride or fear. In wisdom, we also find courage, the courage to face ourselves honestly, to acknowledge our flaws, and to keep moving forward despite uncertainty. When you feel overwhelmed, remember to breathe deeply and return to the present moment. Wisdom is found in the simplicity of now, not in worries about the future or regrets about the past. Every obstacle can be a doorway if we choose to see it so. The path of wisdom is about learning to step through these doorways with open eyes and open heart. The Zen teaches that the greatest wisdom is knowing the limits of knowing. It invites us to rest in the mystery of life with trust and wonder. As you walk this path, be patient. Wisdom does not come overnight. It grows slowly, like a tree spreading roots deep into the earth. Trust the process. Each challenge you meet with awareness becomes a seed of wisdom planted in your soul. Stay curious. Ask gentle questions. What is this moment teaching me? How can I respond with kindness and courage? These questions open the heart. Remember also to seek guidance from teachers, books, or the quiet voice within. Wisdom comes not just from solitude, but from connection. In time, you will find that pain no longer controls you. Instead, it becomes a teacher that guides you toward peace. You will discover a strength that is quiet but powerful, steady but flexible. This strength has nothing to prove. It does not fight or resist. It simply holds space for life as it is. The map of wisdom is drawn with gentle strokes of understanding and forgiveness. Let this map guide you through the challenges ahead. When life tests you, turn to this inner wisdom. Let it be your light in the dark, your calm in the storm. The Zen master smiles and says, "Wisdom is the gentle flame that warms the heart, even in the coldest night." Walk with this flame burning softly within. Trust that through patience and learning, you will find peace. This is the path of true strength. Walking with open eyes and an open heart, learning from every step. As we continue on the path of life, a profound understanding begins to unfold. The understanding of karma. Karma is often thought of merely as fate or destiny, but the Zen teaches us that it is much more. Karma means cause and effect. Every thought, word, and action plants a seed that will grow in time. This is a beautiful truth because it reminds us of the power we carry within ourselves to shape our lives. Karma is like a garden. If we plant seeds with care and kindness, our garden will bloom with beauty. If we plant seeds of anger or selfishness, we harvest trouble and suffering. This teaches us personal responsibility, not in a harsh way, but in a gentle, loving way that invites awareness. When life tests you, understanding karma helps you see that you are not simply a victim of fate. You have the power to choose your next step wisely, even when bad things happen. How you respond creates new seeds for the future. This wisdom gives hope and strength. The Zen master often says, "You are the gardener of your own heart. Plant your seeds with care." This means we grow our lives with attention and kindness to our thoughts and actions. Every small choice matters. Sometimes we might feel helpless thinking, "Why did this happen to me?" But karma teaches us to take responsibility for the present moment, because the present is where change begins. We cannot change the past, but we can plant new seeds today. The practice of mindfulness connects deeply with karma. When we watch our thoughts and feelings, we can choose which seeds to nurture and which to let go. This awareness is like tending the garden, pulling out weeds of anger or jealousy before they grow. Karma is not about punishment or reward. It is a natural law, like the rising and setting of the sun. Good actions tend to bring peace and happiness. Harmful actions tend to bring pain and unrest. Understanding this helps us live more kindly and wisely. When tested by hardship, don't fall into blame or despair. Instead, look inside with kindness. Ask yourself, what seeds am I planting now? How can I cultivate peace in my heart and actions? These questions open the way to healing. Even small acts of kindness create powerful karma. A smile, a helping hand, a gentle word. Each shapes our future life with light. Never underestimate the power of simple goodness. The Zen master teaches that karma is like water flowing in a stream. Sometimes clear and gentle, sometimes rough and swift, but always moving forward. We are part of this flow, shaping it with every thought and action. When facing challenges, remember that karma connects all beings. Our actions affect not only ourselves but others. This interconnectedness calls us to act with care for all life. Personal responsibility does not mean harsh self-judgment. It means gentle honesty and a willingness to learn and grow. When you stumble, forgive yourself and choose again with wisdom. The path of karma is also the path of freedom. Recognizing that your choices shape your life empowers you. You need not be a prisoner of past mistakes or suffering. Each moment is a chance to plant new seeds of hope. Sometimes, karma unfolds slowly, and we may not see its effects clearly. Patience is needed. Trust that good seeds will bloom in their own time. The Zen master says, "The coldest winter ends with new shoots in the spring." Your good intentions and efforts, no matter how small, will bring growth and light. Understanding karma also teaches humility. We do not control all outcomes, but we choose how to act. This balance frees us from pride or helplessness. Karma invites us to live mindfully, not lost in distraction, but aware and present. Each breath becomes an opportunity to create peace and kindness. When anger or resentment rises, look to karma. These feelings plant seeds of pain. Choose instead forgiveness and compassion, which plants seeds of healing. Karma connects deeply with gratitude. When we acknowledge the good in our lives and the kindness of others, we nurture joy in the heart. Joy creates positive seeds that bloom brightly. This understanding changes how we see difficulties. Challenges become teachers that help us plant stronger, wiser seeds. Suffering is not wasted but transformed. With karma and mindfulness working together, a life of meaning unfolds. A life where every step nourishes the garden of the heart. The Zen master smiles and says, "Your actions are the brushstrokes painting the masterpiece of your life. Paint with care and love. Embrace your power to create. Choose kindness over anger, patience over haste, love over fear. These choices create a future filled with light and peace." Living with this awareness helps us stay strong when life tests us. We become gardeners of our own fate, carrying a heart full of hope and courage. Know that your life is your own to shape. The seeds you plant today will bloom into the world you live in tomorrow. This is the great gift and great responsibility of karma. Walk gently, choose wisely, and nurture your garden with love. This is the path to peace, strength, and true freedom. As we reach the final step of this journey together, remember that true strength is not found outside of us. It is always within. Life's tests, no matter how difficult, are invitations to discover this inner power that has been waiting patiently in your heart all along. The Zen teaches us that this strength is gentle, quiet, and limitless. It is the calm center in the midst of life's storms. Before we go further, a gentle reminder from Wisdom Woven. There are so many views on this channel, but only 0.2% subscribe. So please like, comment, share, and subscribe to our channel. Each act of kindness from you helps us weave more wisdom into the world, touching more hearts gently and deeply. Now, returning to our path of strength, the journey you have walked through these words is not a magic fix, but a gradual awakening. Like the rising sun that brightens the sky slowly, each insight, each moment of calm, each breath taken with care adds to your light. Remember the lessons of mindfulness, the power of being fully present. In each present moment lies a space of peace and possibility. No matter what life brings, you can return to this space and find strength to carry on. You learned about impermanence, the flowing nature of life. This truth invites us to hold life with gentle hands, appreciating the beauty of each fleeting moment and letting go of what must pass. In this flow, we find freedom and grace. Compassion showed us that kindness to ourselves and others opens the heart and heals silent wounds. When you practice compassion, you light a candle of hope that brightens even the darkest times. The middle path guided us toward balance, steadiness and flexibility, strength and softness united. Walking this path, we avoid extremes and find peace in harmony. You discovered the wisdom of detachment, the courage to let go gently, freeing your heart from tightness and pain. This freedom is a precious treasure. Meditation offered a refuge, a quiet garden where your mind and heart can rest, grow, and bloom anew. Through this practice, calm strength becomes your companion. With wisdom, you learn to see life's challenges as teachers and invited patience, forgiveness, and courage to your heart. The power to choose your response rests quietly inside you. Understanding karma revealed your role as the gardener of your own life. Every choice, every action plants seeds that shape your future. With care, you nurture a garden of peace. The strength of community, Sangha, taught us that we do not walk alone. In connection, support, and shared kindness, our hearts grow strong together. Each of these teachings points to one simple truth. Life's tests are not merely obstacles to endure. They are the soil in which your strength grows. When storms rise, draw back to your breath. Let mindfulness steady you. Remember the wisdom residing in your calm center. Allow compassion to soften your heart. Walk gently on the middle path, balancing softness and strength. Let go where you must, and hold close what nourishes your spirit. Sit quietly in meditation and trust the healing light within. Embrace your responsibility as the gardener of your life, planting seeds of kindness and peace. Reach out to others and let their hands hold yours. Feel the power of connection lifting your soul. Strength is not pushing harder when you are exhausted. It is the courage to rest, the wisdom to trust, the kindness to be gentle with yourself. Strength is the steady flame glowing softly inside, never extinguished by wind or rain. In this moment, wrapped in the warmth of these words, know that your strength shines brightly. It has always been there, waiting patiently, like a quiet river flowing beneath the surface. The Zen Master invites you now to carry this strength into every corner of your life. With open eyes, an open heart, and steady feet, life's tests will come and go, but you remain, a peaceful star shining through the darkest night. Before we conclude, remember once more, Wisdom Woven welcomes you with open arms. If these words have touched your heart, please like, comment, share, and subscribe. Your support helps us weave more light into the world, helping more friends find strength when life tests them. Thank you for walking this path with me. May your heart stay gentle yet strong, your spirit calm yet unshakable, and your life forever woven with wisdom and love. Go forward now, steady and free.